record this. And I hope you guys are ready to take some notes and learn a lot of stuff, because this has the opportunity to absolutely just transform your business and your mindset around lead generation. So I see we've got some repeat offenders here, and I'm very glad to have you back. But it really says something when you've got a repeat audience. So Michelle, I'm glad to see you here. And we are expecting a few more people to jump on. And just to let you know, we are recording this, and this is going to be one of the modules for the first module in my course. I'm trying to see if I can fix my lighting, make it better. So better on this side? I don't know. So glad to have you here. Well, let's jump in and get started, because this is what you guys are here for. And I like to start on time. And of course, I want to respect your time. So thumbs up in the video if you can hear me. You can hear me loud and clear, right? Okay, awesome. Okay, great. So without further ado, I want to welcome you to the 5-day Facebook lead challenge. And at the end of this challenge, the goal is for you to have clients. So this is the whole thing. We're going to take you from what you've got. You guys have watched the pre-challenge video where you've been sending out some messages to your sphere and the people you know. And basically what that does is it wakes up the algorithm. It wakes up the algorithm so that your posts get seen by more people. And of course, we also want your people to comment on your post as well. And so this is kind of how that all works together. So today we are going to be covering finding your who. And all of this is without calling your sphere and without paying for ads or paying for leads. So real quick though, drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. What city and state are you guys from? Drop it in the chat, city and state. And if you're watching on Facebook, I want you to watch #replay and drop it in the comments down below, #replay, and write your city and state where you are calling in from or watching from, okay? Or the area that you service. So go ahead and drop that in the chat. And if you're here live on Zoom, go ahead and drop this in the Zoom chat as well. All right, we got San Antonio and Michelle and Miss Belinda in Lakeland. That was funny. I was over in Lakeland Saturday, and I was thinking about you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went for a bike ride over on the Fort Fraser Trail.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
Cool. Awesome. So let's jump in. And I'm going to be asking for engagement along the way. So get your fingers ready and know that that might happen. I'll be asking you questions, so put it in the chat. Okay, so for day one, we're going to be talking about day two. And then we have a whole list of other things that we are going to also be covering over the next few days. So we're also going to talk about how to turn every post into a funnel that can generate you leads, how this simple content formula can actually turn any average agent into a top producer, and day 4, how to use AI to create all your content for you so that you can spend all your time closing deals. And day 5, we're going to talk about your 30-day game plan and what that will look like. All right, so a couple of standards though. We do start on time, 1 o'clock if tech allows. And to do your action items, okay? You're here because you want to change your life. If you're investing this time, take the few minutes that it does take to do the homework, and we'll actually have a few minutes at the end of each session for you to do the homework. So if you're watching in the replay, make sure you do the homework along with us, okay? Again, it's going to be your responsibility to do it. You'll be responsible to do it on your own. Yep. So implementation is really the best teacher, okay? Have something ready, write down key takeaways. We'll be asking you key takeaways, best bits, like what are the ahas that you had at the end of each day, okay? So write those down when you have them. Maybe it's a sentence, a phrase that you hear that transforms kind of the way you think. And when you've got that, write that down, because number one, that's going to solidify your learning. It's going to be part of your homework to put it in there. And I do that because that is the way humans retain information when you say it again, or you say, okay, this was the thing that was the best out of that last hour. Okay, and I'm not going to leave the replays up forever. They'll be up for about a week. So if you miss anything or life happens and you're not able to make it one day, you've got access to go back in and watch it. Okay. So here's our agenda for today. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items that we're going to do. We'll just click on down the list. So the first thing I want to talk about is, well, the evolution, but also why you are here. Let me move that to a little bit later in that slide. There we go. We're going to back up a little bit. Oh, right there. There we go. So let's talk a little bit about why this is different. If you've ever struggled with getting leads and clients in the past, and I'm going to show you that, number one, it's not your fault because you didn't know what I'm going to share with you today. And I want to put your worries to rest about lead generation or social media marketing, because what you're going to learn today is different than what you have tried or learned in the past. And what has held you back is not actually knowing how to market effectively. And if you've ever thought this has to be easier, you are right. Okay. And so by the end of this training, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to get those leads and clients. Okay. So again, turn off Slack, turn off Facebook, except if you're watching on Facebook, and go ahead and set aside 60 minutes of your undivided attention, because this has the potential to change your life if you let it. Okay. So if you are ready to be focused for the next 60 minutes, I want you to type yes in the comments in the chat and drop yes in the chat. Let me see if you guys are all in with me. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see it. Type it down below. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Awesome. All right. I got a yes. I got a yes. Great, great, great. Okay. By the end of this training, I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to get 8 listings a month without calling my sphere and without paying for ads. And I'm going to go through the step-by-step process with you so that you get clear on exactly what you need to do moving forward and what to do next. And by the end of this training, you will know exactly what you need to do to get leads and clients. How cool is that? Right? Are you guys excited? Are you guys excited? I love this stuff, by the way. I get jazzed up with it. I love talking about this. Okay, so now let's start with the whole evolution of this. All right, so first of all, who is Kat? So I started out as a burned out elementary school music teacher. I took a job overseas. I've been living there before moving to Florida to start in real estate. So when I arrived here, I was going through reverse culture shock, new state, new city. And at the end of my struggle journey, I ended up being the highest source of closed transactions on the team and as the lead generation specialist, aka the inside sales agent. So I had 8 listings a month, and I was being hired by other real estate teams to coach new agents as well. So I created a course called I created a coaching program called Content to Clients. And this is a lot of what we're going to talk about today. But first, let me bring you back to the beginning. No, I don't need to do a scan right now. My computer stopped this. This is not the time. Okay. So real quick, I just want to give you just that background, because I did start out as a music teacher. I was in elementary school, and it was in 2015 that I was just feeling like there must be more to life than what is happening with me. Like I must be more to life than just being an elementary school teacher in this perpetual cycle of school. I had all of these dreams of traveling. It's just, I ended up finding a job over in Dubai where I was the music teacher. You can see me there in the middle with my hands on my head. I really had a great time. I had a lot of cool stuff that I was able to do there. School was really big. The kids were great. But in the end, it was really, I ended up missing my family more than just a Skype call could cover. But at the same time, I had gotten so deep in this overseas journey, I didn't know what to do to now say, well, I've sold all my things back in the States. I've been overseas. Now I'm ready to come back. But, so I was like trying to find out, like, what am I going to do? Could I just change jobs? I needed more out of life though. So I started to read all of these different books. So I'm living overseas, missing my family, wanting to leave teaching. I find this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Have you guys ever heard of this book? Rich Dad Poor Dad. Write hashtag book in the comments if you've ever heard of this book. Because this is a book that so many agents, real estate investors, so many people have found that has been life-changing. And basically what it does is it shatters the walls of what you think is traditional life, like living inside the lane. I thought I had to get a degree. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I thought I had to, yeah, you got it too. Awesome. I thought I had to get a degree and then get a job with the thing that I learned in school. I thought I had to stay in there, work every day until I retired, and that was success. That's what I thought success was. After reading this book, I handed in my resignation as a teacher. I burned those boats, let my teaching license expire, and in the midst of this whole trying to figure out what I'm going to do, my brother has his baby. And of course, I fall in love with this little baby, and I've only ever met him over Facebook, FaceTime, and video chat. So I was like, you know what? I just can't stay overseas anymore. I just cannot be over here. So sold everything I had, moved to Florida. And really, this is where the real estate story begins. So I arrive in Florida with this whole mixed up head. Like, what am I going to do? Real estate is the thing. So I first joined. So I got my license with my sister-in-law, and I was pretty naive thinking that all the instruction that I would ever need for how to market myself and generate leads to stand out would be given to me by my real estate class or my brokerage. I was so out of touch with American culture. I lived overseas for about 8 years. So I was off on a lot of the little idiosyncrasies, the humor, just the language, the mindset was so different in the US because I had gone overseas, had all these experiences, grown, and then I came back and I was struggling internally, feeling like I couldn't relate to anyone. I was just different. Did any of you guys ever feel like this, that you don't feel like you really fit in? You ever felt like you don't fit in? Yeah, because that was really what I was going through. Yeah, yeah, exactly. All of this time that I was trying to like figure out who I am in the United, like over there, I was the music teacher. I was like, that was my identity. I was Kat who lived in Dubai. I ran a music school, but when that was gone, I'm like, who am I now? Now I'm living in Florida. I don't have any friends. I don't know anybody. I didn't want to go back to teaching and struggling. All I wanted to do was support myself. And my brother at the time was working overnights at the Hard Rock Casino because it paid better. And he was making just enough money to get by. I knew that all of the information I needed to know to be successful was out there. I just needed to find it. So I really wasn't getting anywhere with my getting licensed and like calling my sphere. My broker kept saying, call your sphere, but I didn't have a sphere because I've never lived in Florida. I have people in Virginia, but from 10 years ago. And so I was very much out of touch. It became apparent to me, though, that I wasn't going to get what I needed to do my lead gen, or the company just didn't seem to be in the business of education and success. And at this point, it had been 2 years. And to make things worse, I was still living with my parents. I mean, I came back because I wanted to take care of them. But instead, I was living with them, and I wanted to be the one that took care of the family. I was starting to feel like a failure as an entrepreneur, as a leader. And I was outgoing, I was friendly, I was an extrovert. So wasn't that all I needed for sales? That's what everybody told me. Oh, you'll be so great at sales. Well, didn't know what else to do. Turns out, so I switched companies. I started working with a company that gave me tons of leads. They gave me tons of leads. And I was like, thank goodness, finally, this is what I need. This is what I need. It was an investment. It was an investment company. So found out, yeah, I am actually really great at making conversation, really great at making friends. However, I did not know how to convert. I couldn't close people. Funny story, actually. When they were like, Kat, you just need to always be closing. I kept thinking, okay, what is closing? Closing is when money gets exchanged. I was like, when the house sells. So my first time I ever would talk to somebody on the phone, I'd be like, all right, let's sell your house. Let's set a date. I didn't know any better. I didn't know sales. I was a music teacher. So, and I tell you that just because it's funny to think that like always be closing. Well, I didn't quite have that understanding of the word. So I am proof that even an extroverted, personable person doesn't have the natural skills to convert and close. And tell you, it is a skill set. So I was just struggling, right? I thought all I needed was leads. Then I got leads and it wasn't enough, but I was an extrovert. So I ended up just kind of falling into a depression. I didn't know what to do. I was the one that's supposed to be taking care of my family. I was supposed to be taking them on vacation, showing them the world. But instead, I was living with them. So hustle and grind, hustle and grind. I'm out there. The information is there. How many of you guys out there have ever thought like the information is there, I just have to find it? Do hashtag hustle if you have ever done this thing where you're like, I just know it's out there, I just have to find it. If I work harder, I will find it. Hashtag hustle if that's you. Hashtag hustle. I did some research. Yeah, cool, Michelle, thanks. I did some research and I found out of the 2 million agents who are licensed in the USA, who are on this, yeah, awesome, Belinda, who are on this same journey, 87% of them fail within the first 5 years. So if you have made it beyond 5 years, congratulations, you have risen above 87% of people who get into the industry. Me, I was still in that 87% at this point. 2 years in, I'm trying to figure out whether I am going to stay in real estate. What am I going to do? Maybe I don't know. I didn't really have a secondary plan. Out of 87%, that's 1.7 million people are not making it. 13% are making it. That's 260,000. If you divided that by 50 states, that's 52 agents per state. Florida alone has 67 counties, right? That's less than 1 person per county. And Florida has the highest percentage of agents anywhere. So with all of this, I'm thinking like, how is this possible? Real estate is a huge industry, okay? So why was this happening? Why was it that so many agents are failing? How can 87% of an industry not be able to get it together? Like not be successful? Okay, this was all kind of fishy to me. What I found going out there looking for sales training, I tell you what, I did all sorts of sales training. I was like all the way up to Grant Cardone. I was into spin selling. I was into reverse selling. So any sales course that I could find, Sandler selling, anything that I could get my hands on is what I was watching. Watching on YouTube University, on Google University. There is virtually no instruction. Actually, let me tell you this first. It takes more training for a manicurist and a hairstylist to get their beautician's license than it takes for a real estate agent. How shocking is that? How shocking is that? Just for real, you just think it takes more licensing and practice to do nails and hair than it does for a real estate agent. Talk about the difference in assets, right? So at this point, I had to figure out what I was going to do because there was no instruction. Yeah, sold a pipe dream. So there is no instruction on real estate or on lead generation for real estate, or even how to speak to prospects, to speak sales and convert them. So I'm sitting here 2 years in, about to be like, should I renew, not renew? Well, I was in a predicament because I sucked at lead generation. I also knew that if I didn't have leads coming in, I didn't even have a chance of converting. And if I wasn't talking to people, they're not going to know who I am. And if they don't know who I am, they're not going to work with me. And if people weren't going to work with me, I didn't have a business. So what was I doing? The worst part, though, at this point, 2 years in, I was like, I didn't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do to fix it. So at this point, I was just like, oh, I don't know why I'm not successful. I was just like, just, you know what? Just show me the way. Just show me the way. Okay, I gave up. I didn't know what else to do. So the next day, I got a phone call from this lady, and she asked me the dreaded question. She said, hey, how's business going? And of course, I was like, oh, because I'm a super positive person. I didn't want to tell her things were not going well. I was super embarrassed, but at this point, I was like, I had given up. I didn't have any other ego around. I was like, not going well. Not going well. I don't know what to do anymore. She's like, well, why don't you come out to breakfast? And I was like, I don't think so. She's like, you're really great with people. I think you could join my team. And I was like, again, I don't think so. I don't really know what I'm doing. By the way, I had forgotten all about the previous day when I had sent that message out to the universe. So finally, she wore me down. She followed up with me enough. She got me out to breakfast. And she was like, hey, you know what? Join my team. And I was just not into it. I had all of this head trash around, all of these thoughts are going through my head. Like, I'm not any good. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm useless. There's nothing special about me. I'm not worth your time, and I'm not cut out for this. If you guys ever had any of these thoughts, can you type head trash into the chat? Head trash into the chat. If you've ever had this junk going on in your head too. By the way, these still are a lot. This is what a lot of people, a lot of agents I talk to, and a lot of junk that I still fight off as well. So this stuff, obviously it's just trash. It's not even real. But she said, oh, you know what? You don't need all of that. What you really do need is the right strategy, training, support, and most importantly, accountability. And at this point, I was thinking, I don't think that that's what I need. I was like, I've had plenty of that. She's like, you know what? And I said, you are crazy sauce. I don't even know what I'm doing. But at the same time, I got nothing else going on. Sure, let's do this. So anyway, I jumped on her team. And over the next 4 months, this is where I started seeing these pieces being put together. She was able to tell me who to contact. And then by the way, I was cold calling like crazy, how to get in contact with them, and then what to say. This was the stuff that I needed. This is where the pieces started fitting together. Okay. It was now crystal clear. How to use specific language patterns to get from one level of motivation to the next, which lead prospects into choosing, well, our team, choosing me to do business with. Because I was no longer, because I had this sales training, I was no longer nervous to talk to prospects because I had knowledge. I knew where I was leading them. All of this stuff that I was doing really started to pay off. So my job was the inside sales agent. I was a lead generation specialist. I set appointments, generated leads, set appointments for the agents to go on them. I set 2 to 3 listing appointments a day. What that meant is that I had like 16, I think we had 32 appointments a month, 16 of them held, 8 of them ended up signing as a listing, okay? So I had 8 listings per month for our 5-agent team. I was the highest source of business on the team. That was, first of all, that was shocking to me. So this was, we ended up winning a bunch of awards that year. So I am right over there on the side. That's what it looked like in real life. And so this was our team. So yeah, so basically I would generate the leads and then set appointments for our team. With our 5-agent team, we had 177 closings the first year and then 240 the second year. Yeah. Okay. At this point, we were starting to train other teams on what to do to be more successful in real estate and in lead generation and sales and all this stuff. I created a course. This was my first course. It was all sales. It was all about how to talk to prospects. It was called 5 Secrets to Never Lose a Lead. And this was actually pretty successful. I was using it to coach other agents. So I didn't have to spend my time with them. I was sending them videos. I'd make a little video and I would be able to teach multiple people at a time. But I wanted to test it to make sure it worked. So what I did is I went over to Facebook and I started going into Facebook groups. I found real estate agent groups where people were asking for help. And then I would start a conversation, start talking to them and say, hey, I have this thing. Could you go through it and let me know what you think? And so I started getting people into my course that way. While I'm doing all of this, this was my raw footage from that first one. While I'm doing all of that, let's see what's the next one. Oh, hold on. I started realizing that it's not just agents I could find on Facebook, but it was regular homeowner sellers as well. It was just about the type of Facebook group that I was in. So at this point, this is really where the light bulb went off. And I realized, oh my gosh, we can use Facebook to find people. So some of the agents I brought in, we ended up joining in on my course. We have Pamela, who came in and she got 2 contracts her first week. She had also tried other mentoring programs without results. So she actually joined last February because she was about to be fired from her brokerage or from her company because she wasn't producing. Then there was Cindy, who increased her confidence all around. She ended up taking 3 listings in 2 months or 2 listings in 3 months that she was able to close. Then there was Rose, who I worked with, and we actually went through and she was like, leads are not everything. We got her plenty of leads and then she was struggling with the next part. So we went through the sales with her. Amanda, we actually went door knocking with her and she was able to get 1 listing in her first week. We've got Renee, who is thinking outside the box now. We've got Brian, who has gotten we've gotten 40 likes in the first 2 hours of his post. We've got Kristen, who has been getting leads through her post. So as you can see, how cool would it be, first of all, to be getting listings and getting clients your first week in a new system? How cool would that be? Can you do that? Hashtag awesome in the chat or do hashtag clients. Do hashtag clients if you want clients this week. This week, if you want clients, hashtag clients down below. Yeah, awesome. So through all that, we have brought people in. We've got Brian, Don, Eric, Roger. So we've got all these people who have come in and have gone through this system. Yeah. And we've gotten all sorts of reviews as well. I mean, I'm not going to go through all this, but hey, if you want to go back and watch the replay, you can read through all of these and see all of these amazing results that people have gotten. They have posted there. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. You don't need to have this fancy strategy. All you need is a content funnel. So all of this led to a content funnel. Here's how it works. When you combine the specific strategy for each step, it gives a pathway for your clients to funnel in. So it comes down to those 3 steps. So the first dial is the A dial, where you attract them. Basically, you find out who you are going to contact. Okay. This is what we're going to talk about today. You've got your second dial, I, who is how to contact them and how to initiate or interact in the conversation. The third dial is M, or moving, so it's what to say to them. This is the sales portion. When you've got those three dials, this is your combination unlocked. Yeah, unlocked. So what you need is the content funnels. You don't need to see that empty slide. Again, so with all of this, we have helped not only myself get more business, but we have helped lots of other clients as well. Tens, 50, I don't know if we've hit 100 yet, but we have gotten a lot of people, a lot of results. So what I'm going to show you is how I've helped so many agents who are struggling to get leads, convert those leads into clients. Number one, get leads and convert them into clients. And you'll see too, how you can stop wondering why your social media content is not working. Okay, so this is the whole evolution of the content funnel. Now we're going to get into the how-to. So this is where you might want to take some notes. And if you watch the pre-challenge video, you may have already seen some of this as well. Okay, so first of all, awesome. How cool is this that we're going to talk about content funnels? So let's talk about what to do to get you guys some leads. All right, personal profile versus professional profile. Number one, in the beginning, Facebook's currency was 100% social engagement. Okay, that was how you got anything anywhere. Now, Facebook promotes personal profiles. It's still the currency for personal profiles because I want you to engage with other people. The more you engage with your friends, the more your content shows. This is still the case. This was the case in the beginning. This is the case now. Okay, so now let's talk about personal profile, professional page. Personal profiles get shown when you engage with the algorithm. So in the beginning, it was all about social engagement, but now Facebook is a business. So business pages only get shown when you pay for ads. So and this is one of the things that most agents are, unfortunately, this is where most agents are doing their business posting and then not paying for ads. So then they wonder why they get crickets. It's really all about the personal profile. Okay, so let's talk about what to do to actually upgrade your personal profile. Okay, this is a no-go. If you've got any of this stuff for your profile picture, let's upgrade you. Okay, dogs are not you. Like, this is really your identifying photo. Okay, let's talk about your profile upgrade. We're going to do your picture and your bio. Okay, all right, so in your Facebook, there is a spot that's called Edit Bio. This is where you need to have your actual name, phone number, and email. So you have to say, I am a real estate agent. You don't have to say I am. You say real estate agent, city, comma, state. Okay. This is going to boost your credibility that people are actually, that people know that you are in business. Okay. So you can make this for homework or you can do this right now on your phone. But go to Edit Bio and write in real estate agent, city, comma, state. Okay. That is important because when people are looking at you, they're like, wait, even me, when I'm going to look at agents' profiles, I'm not sure where it is that people are from. Okay. So once you do that, we are going to then look at the professional profile picture. Okay. Now, nowadays, smartphones are, take great photos. So you could just do a selfie and post yourself up there. So anything you need to do to get your professional photo on your personal profile, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. And most real estate companies also will offer some sort of headshots when you first join. Okay, so that is what you do to upgrade your profile. So real quick, let's just cover what lead gen and what is marketing, because this term lead gen is kind of just thrown around. Oh, go out and lead gen. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm lead gen. Okay, well, let's talk really about what that means. Okay, it is 3 steps. 3-step process to attract, which is the A. We already talked about this style. Like, what do you do to attract people? You get their awareness, you get their attention. Then you initiate the conversation. I, initiate or interact with them. And basically you invite them to chat. Then the last one is move. This is the main sales process. You motivate them to action. Okay. Motivate them to action. So how are we going to use a content funnel to actually get them from here to there? And we are going to talk a lot about that today and this week, but do you understand that a content funnel is actually something that's going to help you grow your incoming leads faster, which in turn means grow your business faster? It's like the big secret or the big aha. Now, this is such a powerful tool to understand because it doesn't just work in real estate, it works in many businesses. Okay, it helps you grow and scale quickly. And this is my goal, to not only get leads, but to convert those leads into clients and then how to do the sales portion of it to get them to want to work with you specifically. Okay, so again, we just have to walk them up the ladder. It really comes down to these 3 steps. Is it too simple? I hope so, because the real estate companies, they try to make things so complicated, and it's not complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. Everything you do can be boiled down into one of these 3 activities, okay? So real quick, we're going to talk about what is marketing, because this is, again, something that most, if you came from any other job, if you didn't grow up in real estate, if you didn't grow up in sales like I didn't, you might be not sure exactly, like, wait, what is lead gen? What is marketing? How does it work together? Okay. So marketing specifically, come on now, there we go. Okay, so if we imagine a real estate agent is a Swiss Army knife, like you've got all these cool features, all you can do, right? Most real estate agents will just say, hey, buy this knife. Hey, call me to sell your house. But then there's not reasons why, there's not a whole, like, there's not a relationship. It's just like zero. It's what I thought when I was in that second brokerage, a second company. I was like, okay, we have to decide the sale date, the first call. I didn't know any better. But anyway, that's what happens with a lot of agents. They'll just say, hey, let's close the sale. I'll sell your house for you. Imagine though, if this same real estate agent, who is also a Swiss Army knife, marketed themselves differently, okay? Content to clients, agents will tell you why this, tell you the way. If you marketed yourself and say, you know what, this is preparedness in your pocket. You can be the hero at any occasion. Be the hero who can cut cucumber slices. Be the party saver who can open the bottle, who can open cans and tighten screws. Look at all these other cool things I can do for you. Look at all these other cool features. How much is it worth to you to save the day and be the hero without a cape? Now, initially, that $30 for the knife sounded expensive, but now, cucumber is only 79 cents. Can of beans is $1.27. Wine is $21. A Swiss knife is only $30. Wow, saving the day is priceless. Can you see the difference? Can you see how more powerful this is? So tell me, is this starting to make sense? Is this starting to make sense? Hashtag sense in the chat if this is making sense. If this is making sense, the whole marketing and talking and giving more value. And again, if you're watching Facebook, replay, hashtag replay, drop hashtag sense down below. Okay, so now we're going to talk about who you are going to target, because obviously if you're a Swiss Army knife, you're probably going to target people who are camping or doing things like that. Okay, so unfortunately, the biggest area that most agents trip up on is building a business on a foundation of sand with a very me too offer. So what does this mean? This means that most agents are being the same as everybody else and just shouting from the ground. And which means that there is nothing to make you stand out from the crowd. It's hard to build compelling marketing, a good message that gives people a reason to notice you if you're the same as everybody else. So that's the first problem. The second problem is, if you're just like everybody else, then you're a commodity. And then the only thing that differentiates you now is the price, right? So that's why when you go to a listing appointment, people will ask you, hey, will you take, I don't know, like 1%, 0.5% down, maybe 2.5% less from your commission? Because they want you to be different. They want to make you more valuable. So instead of lowering commission, what we want to do is actually increase your value. And this is exactly what we're going to talk about today. What to do to increase your value, okay? Because if you're cutting your commission, but you're still working, number one, it makes the whole business not even worth it. You're spending more time for less pay. And ultimately, this is not the life that you signed up for when you wanted to get into being a real estate agent. So let's talk about how to increase your value. Okay, going back to the Swiss Army knife. Tell me, I want you to put it into the chat. Drop it down below. Which one is a better deal? A Swiss Army knife at $30 or a Swiss Army knife at $90? A or B? Which one is a better deal? A or B? Yeah. Okay, A, obviously, right? Because it's $30. It's like, why would I pay 90 when I only have to pay 30? Why? It's because you can see the knife, the Swiss Army knife, is exactly the same, right? It's the same picture, it's the same everything. Why would I pay more when I could pay $30? Let's talk about how you can. Yeah, there we go. The question then becomes, how can you get somebody to pay more for the same thing? So here it is. If you've got a product only, then you've got a product only. You've got $30, right? Then you're a commodity. Oh, will you take $30 for your $90 knife? That's what that is. If you look at it and you are that Swiss Army knife and you want to charge $90, this is where we craft your offer for you. So imagine you are going camping with your family and you're like, wow, which one should I buy? I could buy a $30 one, all you get is the knife. Or if you buy a $90 one, now you get a cool carrying case. Now with that bottle of wine you open, you get this cool carafe as well. Oh man, but that carafe is $60. Oh, we get a decanter as well. Oh, that's $35. Wow. And to chop my cucumbers, oh, $25 for this cutting board. And I get a whole set of knives, $150. Wow, add that all together, what you got, like $200? $250? Now, which one seems more valuable? Doesn't the $90, isn't that the one you want? You're like, oh my gosh, I pay $90 and I get all of that? You get all of that for free for paying $90. This is the power of having the right offer. You are the knife. You are the Swiss Army knife. What else can we create to make you more valuable? Okay. The number one mistake most agents make is trying to serve everyone, be everything to everyone. The question you should be asking yourself is, who can I serve and what problem can I solve for them? This brings up the concept of the red ocean and the blue ocean. So here's the deal. Anybody can buy leads from Zillow. Anybody can buy leads from realtor.com. Leads are not the problem. That's the easy part. Okay. But those big companies, those big tech companies will have you buy them because that's what they think you want. And you get leads. And if you're anything like I was, like, I didn't know how to convert people. I was great at making friends. And I did get a couple of contracts, but they fell through. Why? Because I didn't really know sales. I didn't know how to convert them. I didn't know how to get their objections out of the way. I didn't know how to combat buyer's remorse. So for your benefit, you also need to know what to do with the leads when you get them. Oh, there's the little fishing. Okay, so here is what it comes down to. If you have ever said the word, so we're actually going fishing now, okay? If you've ever said the words, call me, they'll list your house. If you need an agent, I'll be your agent. That means that you have nothing on your hook. And basically this is not offering any value or any bait or that offer stack that you saw earlier, okay? You want to be the agent with bait on your hook. You want to be the agent with something to offer. So my goal this week is to help you develop your product and to turn it into a valuable offer that people want and pay, that will actually pay more than your competition because of your offer. Isn't it true that the easier a problem is to solve, the less valuable you are? So maybe you're down here. Okay, difficulty level, and you've got the dollar signs on the side. Okay, so if you're down here, like you're cheap and you're level 1, if that is your difficulty level, it's not super valuable. So the easier a problem is, the less valuable you are. So what do? You want to start solving real problems, okay? We want to actually get you beefed up and working on more difficult things. Because the more difficult a problem is to solve, or the more specific a problem is to solve, the more valuable you are. So if you've ever been to the doctor and you needed something specific, you might start off with a general practitioner. They're like, I help anyone and everyone. But then they refer you to a specialist. That specialist could be an orthopedic surgeon, could be a brain surgeon, could be a plastic surgeon. But you want a specialist if you've got a special problem, a special thing you need to get fixed. Same with attorneys. You can have a general attorney, I help anyone and everyone. Or if you really want to get specific help, you call a criminal attorney, divorce attorney, probate attorney, car accident attorney. So what does that look like if we're talking about real estate then? Okay, there are 4 main types of niches. The niches are in the riches in real estate. Okay, now side note, single family homes and luxury homes are not the niche. Not the niche. Okay, single family homes are like the mainstream, and luxury is not really a niche because it's based on price. And okay, so we're going to talk about like things. You could do luxury, but not as a specific niche. We'll talk about that later. But right now, just kind of put those aside for now and pay attention to these 4 main types of niches. Okay, the first one is life event. Now, a life event, property type, lifestyle, and micro area. Okay, so in a life event, this would be like a divorce, you've got a lot of debt, death, inherited house, too many repairs on a house, tired landlord, military, tax lien, code enforcement, bankruptcy, job transfer, or loss, right? So just sort of something that happens in life that causes you to need or want to sell your house. It could also be like an arrest. Property type would be like, what kind of property? Oh, I specialize in condos, multifamily, waterfront, equestrian, Airbnb, VRBO, STR, mother-in-law, properties with mother-in-law suite. Or maybe you've got interests, like you start targeting that hobbies, motorcycles, vegan, LGBTQ, CrossFit, yoga, knitting, cooking and baking, surfing, cosplay, it's like dressing up costumes, gaming. And again, these are all little personality pockets of hobbies, right? So if you've got somebody who's into yoga, they kind of got one type of persona about them, you know what I mean? That's sort of like their thing. And the last one is micro area. Now be careful with this one, because this would be a specific HOA or a specific neighborhood, okay, a specific condo blocks or one specific road. So the micro niche is not actually the most profitable. It will work sometimes, but it's not one to choose and then go find a place. It will work if you have a place already kind of around you. So here are the 4 niches. What I want you to do is I want you to think about 3. Go ahead and write this down. Now you've got an activity to do. Think about, oh, there we go. There we go. One of them or 3 of them that you have a personal connection to. So for instance, have you gone through a divorce? Have you dealt with a death that caused you to need to sell a house? Maybe you live in a waterfront property. Maybe you live in a condo. Write down just on your notes, wherever you are, at 3 to 5 niches where you have a personal connection. Maybe you've got some sort of lifestyle thing. One of the things I do a lot of is cycling. So bicycling would be a thing for me in my lifestyle. I might choose that. From left to right, those are the, without saying the best to worst, the best, the most profitable to the least profitable. Okay. So life events, property type are obviously the best. And then you've got lifestyle and micro area. Those are possible, or not quite as powerful as the other ones. Okay. Let me look at you now. Do you guys have 3 written down? 3 written down for personal connection? Thumbs up if yes. You got 3. I got a 3. Cool. All right. Let's move to the next one. You're going to write down 3 that are special about your area. For instance, in Florida, we happen to have a lot of retirement, or we also have snowbirds that come down. So vacation rentals are also a thing in Florida. So Airbnb or short-term rentals, long-term rentals. Okay. So write down 3 things that are special about your area. Okay. Maybe you've got a lot of horse farms, equestrian properties near you. All right. And then the last one, I didn't finish my words on there. Easy to target. Yeah, that last word in there. Oh, it disappeared, everything. Target. Okay, easy to target. So once you've got 3 things in each category, it should look like this. Well, it should look like 3. You can do up to 6. 3 to 5 is what I recommend. Nope, there's none of this. And easy to, there we go. Easy to target. Okay. This is going to be part of your homework, by the way. So you're gonna list out 3 to 5 niches that you have some sort of personal connection with, that are special about your area and easy to target. Okay, so like divorce. If you've been divorced in your life, maybe you've got that personal connection. Maybe it's not particularly special about your area, but it would be easy to target. Let's see, what else would there be? Maybe you've got a waterfront home and you've got a personal connection to it. It's special about your area and it's easy to target. Okay, so that's going to be your homework tonight, and you are going to drop that in your homework post. Now, before we go on, I know you might be thinking, you're probably thinking, I don't want to limit my, oops, this animation didn't work. I don't want to limit myself with only choosing one niche. I don't want to limit myself by only working with people who are going through divorce. And let me tell you, if you do not choose niche, you are going to be just like everyone else. You are going to blend in and be in this red ocean. It's going to be 5,000 people for 5,000 agents. It's going to be a 1-to-1 ratio because you're not going to stand out. However, there are going to be fewer people who, let's say, have a horse farm or have an equestrian property. But there's also going to be so many fewer agents who understand that. So just like if you were a brain surgeon, you're not limiting yourself. You're actually getting specialty knowledge, specializing in one thing. Because remember, the difficulty of problems you solve will determine how valuable you are. So this is where, and for this week, just go ahead and trust me. Just jump on the boat. Just believe me, okay? Because you're here and this can actually change your life if you are able to target your marketing. So let's jump in to, let's bow tie this all together. Let's bow tie this and let's talk about what to do for your action items today. So you've got 3 things to do. Come on now. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is I'm going to drop this link in the chat. And I want you to click on the link. Oh, did it do a picture? Did it actually do a... Oh, that's funny. I copied a link and it came out as a picture. I want you to write a key takeaway from today. So you can do like 1. So a key takeaway would be a best bit or something that you found that was really cool about what you learned today. You can write 1, you can write 2, you can write 3, but go into the group, create a new post and write KTA dash and then write your thing. Use a cool background, cool colored background like this little colored thingy there. And put a cool background. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your computer. Okay, so that is your first thing. That is your first action item. So post a key takeaway. So that's going to be every day, by the way. Okay, your second thing is to come up with 3 to 5 niches that have all, well, that you could do something with. Like, again, I keep talking about divorce. I keep talking about waterfront equestrian. Let's talk about vacation rental. So maybe you've had a vacation rental. Maybe you've got the neighbor is a vacation rental next to you. And it's special about your area because you're in Florida and everybody loves Florida. So if I want you to choose 3 to 5 niches, you can do more than 5, but 3 to 5, and put them in the chat of this post. So first homework, write the key takeaway in the group. Second homework, click on that link and drop it in the comments of this post. All right, third homework is to make this post. Okay, you're going to make this post, and I can put this also in the chat. But you're going to write out the words verbatim, exactly like this. I'm curious, exclamation point. What does everyone do for a living? Question mark. Saw this on a friend's page, and it's so cool reading about all the jobs. Exclamation point. Okay. You can add emojis in there. This is one of these tried and tested methods, conversation starters, posts, okay? So take this, let me grab the text. Let me see if it will let me copy it. Or will it come out as a picture? Oh, I guess I did both. So if you can, copy that and make a post on your personal profile. Okay, personal profile. All right, so that should be all 3 of those. So again, just to review, the first one is go to FB Lead Challenge group and post your key takeaways. Second one, come up with 3 to 5 niches. Don't worry about this point thing. Come up with 3 to 5 niches. And then you're going to post jobs post. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this. Post this on the personal page. Okay, come on now. There we go. All right, one more time. Oh, but there we go. This is on your personal page right there. All right. Oh, everything disappeared. There we go. Okay, so those are your things to do. Are there any questions about today? And in just a moment, we can stop the broadcast. And I want to hear kind of what you thought. And I want you to tell me also your best bits about today. Okay, so go ahead and unmute. I'll stop the share so I can see you guys. Go ahead and unmute and let me know what were your best bits.
Hello, everybody. I like the example that you did with the knife about, not just looking at one thing, but creating a variety of things that we can offer, making it more valuable to the customer. I did have I had a listing that I lost because someone else did the thing where they listed for much lower commission, like 2% lower. And I couldn't win that one.
Yeah.
Strictly the money. So, but I do like that. I do realize now that I've got to put more out there about what my services are, what I can do for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I know what I do that's different, but I don't think I'm just putting it out there correctly. I don't want everybody on my Facebook that, okay, so I do short sales and pre-foreclosures.
Mhm.
And it's not exactly like everybody wants people to know they're in pre-foreclosure, or short sales, or they're having money problems. So I guess that's where creating the content's been kind of difficult. I mean, yes, they can message me privately, but what I came up with today is I guess the content, what do you call it? The content funnel.
Funnel.
Putting that together in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm just like,
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, putting these pieces in together will help out a lot. Yeah, and we'll talk about how to craft content and then lead them through the funnel as well. Okay. All right. You guys good? So do your three action items. Where's my camera? I'm not mirroring my screen, so I'm like talking into the mirror or not talking into the mirror. Yeah, so go ahead and put you got your three items for today. You guys good with that?
And where do we put that at? The 3 niches and on the Facebook page?
Yep, there's a post. So actually you've got three things here. The first one, you create your own post in the group. Second one is you add a comment with your niches. And the third one is you post on your own profile.
Okay, so cat / our takeaway for today.
KTA, like key takeaway, KTA.
Oh, KT, I'm sorry. Key takeaway. Okay. But in that same post on the Facebook post, is that where we put the niches at?
Yep.
Niches?
So, yep.
Okay.
So imagine it's like, hey, here's where you hand in your homework. It's the big post, and you add a comment your niches.
Okay.
So don't put anything below the video because I will be deleting the video and then therefore deleting all your stuff. But so on the homework post, write your niches.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Do that.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys came. I think tomorrow we're going to have a few more people. I've got some people that said they were going to not be here on Monday. So we'll see who shows up.
Okay. All right. Michelle, it was nice to see you.
Okay. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Okay. Bye.